Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 2nd. And apparently this camera isn't on, so we'll turn that on and we will actually get started. But you start with this happy card and this peace card. I love this happy card. You know, it says that you will be happy, and she is channeling happiness into the top of her head. So, you know, and you have the peace card. So some of you, you could be finding more peace at this time, or just more happiness in general with that energy. You have the Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. This would say, like, is something worth it any longer? You know, Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction or keeping yourself stuck in something. And the Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? You know, is it worth it to stay stuck in something that you're stuck in, or is there something better that you could be doing in your life? And of course, I can't answer that question for you. You have to answer that question. But the Eight of Swords is about seeing that there's more than one way to do anything that you're trying to do, or there is more than one solution to anything that you are dealing with. Again, the reason she is stuck is because she only thinks that there's one solution to her problem, but really there are many. You know, her hands are stuck, but she could lean up against those swords, for example, and cut her hands free, and then she could take her blindfold off and she would be free. So I think for a lot of you, the Eight of Swords is talking about kind of like looking for new solutions, or they don't even have to be solutions. I always say, like, you know, life doesn't have to be drama. You know, things could be going well for you, and the Eight of Swords could say that you can make things better just by, you know, kind of broadening your horizons or looking for other ways to be successful. You have the Seven of Pentacles. I kind of feel boredom here. You know, sometimes I think the Seven of Pentacles is boredom because he has already grown those pentacles that are in front of him, and he's just like wondering what if things were different. And you literally have the Seven of Cups right next to it, and so the Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice and looking at your options. So, you know, and it's also a card of imagining things as well. So I think you are wondering, like, what if things were different in my life, or, you know, what if I did different things, or I explored different, you know, ways of working or creating. And that's what I feel like you're doing here with these two cards, is you're kind of like looking for other ways of doing things in life, or you're looking for, you know, just different opportunities, right? You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords can be rushing energy, or kind of like jumping to conclusions. I would definitely be careful of like jumping to any conclusions at this time, or like rushing into things, or trying to rush anything that you're doing in your life with the Knight of Swords for sure. But at the same time, I actually feel pretty good about the Knight of Swords in your reading. I feel that some of you are progressing very quickly. We even have the Knight of Pentacles to the Empress. The Knight of Pentacles can just be progress, and the Empress would be abundance. So I think a lot of you are going to be making progress, you know, especially if you're making a change with that Seven of Pentacles, or, you know, if you are bored in like work or whatever you do every single day and you're making a change, then that could be a good thing. Yeah, with the Eight of Swords, you have the Tower. Again, the Tower can also kind of represent boredom, and I'll explain to you why. Because these people have built these walls up around them too high in the Tower, and the story of the Tower is they're ignoring reality, and so they're only accepting their kind of limited reality inside of the Tower, and that's why the Tower is falling. The universe is bringing them down to reality. But sometimes, again, we can, like, I don't think this is really a bad Tower necessarily for you. I think that just some of you, it's more boredom, like I was saying on that Seven of Pentacles, where it's just like something in your life has become too routine, and I feel like you're kind of wanting to mix it up. And we go down to the Seven of Cups to the Empress, which I feel is saying your solution here is to, you know, open up to variety or mix things up in your life, especially in any area of your life that you're bored with. Yes, Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Something is dead, done, over with, probably just the way you've been living, right? And it just needs a change. Like I said, I don't think this is bad at all. I think this is understanding that things need to change in your life. The Ten of Swords is kind of like a blessing in disguise as well. He is making the symbol right here with his hands, and it's the same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, and it represents a blessing. So I think for some of you, it's like a change is going to be a blessing in disguise. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. Really weird. Everybody in the last set of readings I did for December, the monthly readings, and this set has had the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is clear for the first time, and she's always facing into the future. and she has her back to the past. So I feel for a lot of you that you are more clear on your future, or like what you want your future to look like, and you are kind of like putting your back to whatever this boredom is. For some of you, it's clearly like you're bored with work or you're bored with your business and it needs to change. Pretty simple. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this cassowary. It says resolute, warrior spirit, and defense. You also have this capybara. It says selectiveness, group bonds, and sway. So I think for a lot of you that, the capybara says group bonds. I do think Tauruses need to, like, again, I'm not saying you have to, like, cut anyone out. I want to stress that point. But what I am saying is that, again, if there are people who are making decisions for you, I would be careful of that right now, because, again, I think Tauruses, all fixed signs, really, here's the thing, is I think fixed signs need to make decisions from the heart, right? And we can't do that if we're also taking into account everyone else's heart, and it's not like you're being a jerk to people or you're not, like, being kind or anything like that. It's more just about, like, the direction of your life, and, again, no one should control the direction of your life other than you. You have this cassowary, which says warrior spirit, and I think you are very driven. I get a more driven feeling off of this reading. I'm surprised that there isn't really any fire in the reading, because it does feel kind of fiery to me. But we'll see. We'll clarify. You have the Four Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Four Swords is a card of resting, relaxing, recovering, and healing. Of course, we're in a retrograde time, so anything you can do to rest, relax, recover, or heal would be a really good idea with the Four Swords. The Four Swords, there's also a person who is like blessing another person right here. So I think a lot of you, this happiness card, you have that happy card. It could be because there are blessings coming into your life. You have the Seven of Cups. Again, probably your most important card here, I would say. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice, opening up to options. So I think you have a lot of options, or there are like more options coming in for you. But, I think that with the Seven of Cups, we have to explore variety. Like, we have to try new things. So especially if you are bored right now, which I kind of feel with that Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Tower, it just feels like boredom to me. Things have become too routine. The Seven of Cups would say, it's time to maybe mix up the routine, or it's time to just try something new in, any area of your life that you want, and to see what happens. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, normally I don't really like the Knight of Pentacles because he's the only knight that isn't moving, but he is a card of progress, and I do feel more of that kind of progress-driven energy off of this reading. I mean, you do have good stuff for, like, focus here, Empress, also the Nine of Pentacles, mostly the Nine of Pentacles, I should say. So I feel you are focused on kind of like doing things that work. And, again, I think you could be making a lot of progress towards goals or towards something in your life. Let's put it that way. Plain and simple. Let's see. With the Four Swords, you have the World card. The World can be a big accomplishment, and so I think that there could be an accomplishment coming in for you. Again, the World makes sense with the Seven of Cups as well, because obviously if we kind of go explore the world, and that could be more figurative, then we kind of get more variety in our lives. And that Seven of Cups is definitely encouraging you to explore new ideas, new directions, new things. I also feel like you're kind of like creating a world for yourself. This sorceress in the middle, she has these two wands. One of the wands is like the magician's wand. The other one is kind of like a wand of action. So she uses both like law of attraction and manifestation and also action to create her reality. So I think a lot of you, it's like you already have the ideas to set yourself free in life, but maybe it needs more action, or it could be the other way around as well. It's like maybe you are taking action, but, maybe it needs more, manifestation stuff to get going. But I feel pretty good about this world. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Four Cups, which you have twice. The Four Cups twice, really says that you've had a lot of disappointments in the past, like most people. And the Four Cups, I feel, is saying, like, don't let past disappointments prevent you from trying new things. Four Cups, sometimes I feel it comes up when we have tried things, we've, tried to improve our lives too many times, and nothing we try is working. And so, in the future, we kind of get a little bit afraid to try something again because we've had so many failures in the past. And so the Four of Cups, basically, I feel, is saying, like, don't give up. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Not really love reading. There could be a little bit of love here, I would say, but you do go up to the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles really says that you are focusing on your independence. Now, that does not mean that you won't be in a connection, but, again, I think that this year, all of your readings have really been all about you, right? It's like, I think I say that in every single one of your readings throughout 2024. I think you are really focusing on yourself, which there's nothing wrong with that. So in this situation, I think the Lovers can represent a choice, or having a choice to make. I feel with the Justice card here, which we'll talk about in a minute, is that I feel like a choice that you're trying to make, especially in regards to your finances, but it could be anything. I think that it's becoming more and more obvious that it's the right decision. The Justice card, sometimes in life, like the scales start to tip in one direction, where like maybe we come up with an idea for like a business, and we're like, oh, that won't work because of the Four of Cups, but then we keep thinking about it, and our brain keeps moving in that direction. And that's like the Justice card, like tipping in that direction. So, follow your brain. You have 3 cards here, apparently. You have this Time for Healing card, which you have the Four of Swords, so definitely a time for healing. You also have this card that says Surrender to the Divine, and it also says the energy is gaining momentum, which is exactly what I was saying. Like, I think our brain moves in a direction. It's like you could say it's your higher self or your intuition or whatever that's guiding you to do something, which is what this reading looks like to me. And that Justice card, it's like, when you think about it, the scale slowly tips in a direction. But it's like the more that the scale is tipping in the direction of that you are moving in life, it's like the more momentum is going in that direction, so that you get pulled in a direction. And that's what I feel here, if I can't say the word direction enough. But, there you go. Surrender to the divine. I think you are being led to something. And I think it's becoming more and more hard to ignore. It's like, maybe you had an idea to do something like start a business, or start a podcast, or to move to a certain location. It could literally be anything that you've been thinking about. And it just started as a seed, but I feel like that seed has turned into a lot of energy on one side of the scale that is kind of making you move towards it. And so, this reading is really encouraging you. It's saying to like set yourself free. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. It's like to set yourself free, you have to make the real moves, right? In the direction of whatever it is that you want. You have the Four Cups. Again, past disappointments. Four Cups reminds us that we have the ingredients for success. I always say that this card is kind of like trying to, you could say that he's trying to manifest a cake. He's manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he's disappointed because he only manifested the ingredients, not the cake. And all he has to do is mix those things together and they will grow. So I think that it's time for you to like mix your skills together, or to mix certain things together to make them grow. And that's what I would do with the Four Cups. You have the Empress. The Empress is a lot of abundance, so I feel that a lot of you could be improving or increasing your abundance with the Empress card. The Empress is also your card here, Taurus, so I think that you're just showing up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. I also think that, whatever you've been thinking about, which I know this is kind of like a vague message, but it's what I'm getting. So don't shoot the messenger. Whatever you've been thinking about, I think that, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I do think that you will progress much quicker than you think. And so, again, it's like you have all the skills necessary to be very successful. And, I want you to move towards wherever the scale is tipping. Yeah, with the Justice card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Definitely time to take action. The Knight of Pentacles has these empty fields behind him. And the Knight of Pentacles is you displaying a skill by growing something. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, I really feel that you are going to be putting some sort of skill on display. And that skill doesn't even have to be financially related. It could be love. It could be health, right? It could be whatever you're working on. But I think you're about to put a skill on display. You can't make this up, because with the Four Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. He is literally displaying his skill. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work, and he has done a really good job on these Three Pentacles, and he's showing it to these 2 people right here. So I think that a lot of you are about to maybe show the world what you're made of, or, kind of, put some sort of skill that you've been thinking about probably for years, is what I'm getting here. Because, like I said, it popped into my head as you kind of had this, like, seed of a thought of an idea years ago, maybe, and it's kind of developed over time. And now you're actually growing that seed, which we see right here with the Nine of Pentacles. And you could also say the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles twice as well. With the Empress, you have the Judgment card. Judgment is about waking up to your true purpose, which, again, this reading definitely gives me the vibes of you waking up to your purpose. So the Judgment card, these people are being called up out of these coffins, and they are, that this is their higher self angel. So they're answering the call. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And so they're being called into this new life that they are, that they need to start. And so I think for a lot of you, this is about kind of like stepping into a new life or stepping into your new life. And that's exactly what I would do with this Judgment card, is answer the call, because I think you are being called. Like I said, I mean, there are several things in this reading that make me believe that, again, there's a pull in a direction where you just feel like you want to do something. And, usually that's all we get. So I would follow that pull. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Temple Healing, another healing card, so you could be going through healing. You have this Mystery and Ceremony card as well. So a lot of you, again, if you are healing anything, great time for it, apparently. I think there are, what I feel about this mystery card, though, is that I think you think there are mysteries or, I don't know how to say what I want to say here, but it's like if you're starting something, you might think that there are certain things that you don't know that are preventing you from getting started, but it's like, really, I feel you know everything you need to know, and you will figure out the rest as you go. You have the Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. Like I said, all your readings are definitely all about you, Taurus. I think there has been a heavy focus on your own energy. The Nine of Pentacles is about kind of like growth. She has these grapes behind her, and those grapes behind her, the tarot grapes represent something that's very difficult to grow, but she can do it well. So you might be doing something that's hard for most people, but maybe you can do it well, and it's going to lead to a lot of abundance and success for you in the future with this Nine of Pentacles energy. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about, again, planting seeds. We have the two empty fields with the two Knight of Pentacles. So I think, again, taking those small steps to get started is really where it's at with this Six of Pentacles. And, I would get moving towards whatever it is that you're doing with this Six of Pentacles energy, and I would just get started. So whatever you're thinking about, I would get started on. You have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says that you need to develop that belief deep down inside that you can be successful, which is definitely something that has come up for you for years with me. And I think that anything you can do to really believe that you can be successful, that will make you more successful. I know that sounds easier said than done, but, I would start with those small victories. I think that I'm a big fan of stacking those small wins, because over time you get more confidence as you have, bigger and bigger wins. But we have to start small sometimes. I also feel the Seven of Wands is saying you're ready, but it's coming up. Sometimes I feel the card itself says that you feel like you're not ready, even though you are. But it's coming up in the good stuff, so I feel like you finally feel that you are ready to do something. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is gratitude. Nine of Pentacles is gratitude and luxuries. We have to be grateful for what we have to attract more of it with the Nine of Pentacles. The Five of Cups in the good stuff would say that you are being grateful, and therefore you are attracting what you want. And again, I think you're improving your life here, because you have the Two of Cups, and then you have this bridge and this castle over here. I really get the feeling here, Taurus, that you are in some ways I feel like you are really kind of taking the lead in your life here, whereas it's like maybe other people have been taking the lead in your life, and I don't know how to say what I want to say either. I'm at a loss for words in your reading here, Taurus, but it's almost like let's say if you're married, right? And your husband or wife is the breadwinner. It's like I feel like over the next few years that could switch. Same thing like if you have a business. It's like I think there could be a switch if you have a career, right? It's like maybe in the future you're going to be the boss. So, I feel like there's some sort of switch going on here. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Yes, you once you take control, you will be victorious. I really also there is something about your life changing, but not I'm not saying it's like a reading could say your life is going to change, blah blah blah, right? There's going to be a change, but I think that there's about to be a change in your life that, where even if things have been the same your whole life, that things are about to be very different. And I think this is the beginning of a several year journey. This isn't going to happen today, but I do think it's going to happen. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So we see a lot of happiness because of the happy card and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups could also be a love offer, so for those of you that want love, definitely could be love. You have this Bowl card, says plenty of material things, Nine of Pentacles, Empress. Definitely, I think, Taurus is a sign of luxury goods. So, I think that you want more luxuries in life. I'm not saying you're being materialistic, but I think you want nicer things. And so you could be building up to that. You have this back card, says take care, enemies are working against you. Every single person gets one of these cards right now. There are several cards in this deck that are very similar. We have Mars going retrograde, and Mars retrograde definitely brings out the haters, so I would just ignore it. You have the Skull card, says hidden secrets can harm you. I would be careful of people who are secretive during Mars retrograde as well. Like if you feel like people are holding back and all that other stuff, they probably are, and I would just avoid those people. You have this rainbow. It says the most difficult part of a situation is over. So there you go. Definitely improvements. I think things are getting better for sure. You have that Ten of Swords, Tower, Eight of Swords. You have this butterfly. It says a change for the better. Can't make that up. We were literally just talking about that. So definitely a change for the better. But really good reading, Taurus. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.